Hello, and we're back. Thank you so much for joining me here on this odyssey of concert essays that we're on. Papers I've written in college for musicology class today. Soon we'll do papers for art history class, and then we'll work our way over to other papers, perhaps sociology, with time. So today we're looking at an Indian instruments demonstration, which was by Shafaatullah Khan at MTSU. And it says, this lecture was comprised of a demonstration of the three most prevalent Indian instruments, sitar, tabla, and background accompanying tamburi. Our presenter, Shafaatullah Khan, is from a long line of highly respected musicians, all the way back through his male line, who have carried on this tradition. He sat upon the stage on a slight riser in a perfect half-lotus position, one of the resting positions of yoga. Joining him was a lady musician who sat with him on the same small platform, her legs tucked up underneath herself demurely. Both wore understated yet elegant Indian clothing. This performance did not involve printed programs, nor were any actual song titles announced, as pieces were played primarily for demonstration samples. A typical Indian concert has been known to last 3 to 4 hours or more. This one would be around an hour. I found it to be effective in illustrating the theory associated with these three instruments, so crucial to India's musical traditions. The audience's size was perhaps at largest 150 people in my estimation, which I thought was a good crowd given the unusual afternoon time frame. The audience most appreciated the elongated improvised sitar solos. However, the gentleman's work with the tabla was also enthusiastically received. Sitar means three in Hindi, and it has a body fashioned from a gourd and filled with many spices prevalent in Indian cuisine, such as cumin and chili powder, and put in the sun to dry. It is rare in that the bridge is flat, whereas other instruments have a rounded bridge. It also includes sympathetic strings located in a layer directly beneath the main strings. These are the top strings are used to play prominent notes for a specific piece or raga, while the bottom strings are used to play improvisational or guest notes. Together, they create the resounding ricochet of twang that is the dominant focus of Indian music. It is a major undertaking to take up this instrument, requiring 10 hours of optimal practice a day over the course of many years to gain wisdom. Just tuning is a deep meditation. Bending the strings themselves adjusts the pitch radically. Tough hands are required as the picking action is very high speed in general, and this necessitates the plectra to be worn on 2 fingers in order to pluck the 6 top strings and 13 sympathetic strings below. Tabla means 2, and it is always tuned to the tonic with a small metal hammer all around the rim. The sides are solid wood with goat skin stretched over the top of it and held in place with rope that is tightened for adjustment by wooden pegs, creating a higher pitch as the tension is increased. The black dot in the center is actually wild rice, water, iron powder, and metal that increase resonance. With this drum, the traditional rhythm instrument of India can produce speeds of probably in the 300s of beats per minute. Multiple styles of tabla playing coexist in India according to geographic region. When one is learning the tabla, there is a specific progression prescribed. Beginners start with the peshkar, slow and improvisational. Secondary is the kaidars, which incorporates exact fingering and strokes. Some are used throughout an entire piece of music to offer practice. Third is la grise, fixed in style with no improvisation whatsoever and incorporating a great deal of variation from one beat to the next. A clapping lesson was part of the demonstration where the ninth beat was a rest referred to as Hali. A new type of tabla beat measure was also introduced called chapdor, which it featured the tonic on the 10th, and I did find it quite mesmerizing. Another word for song is raga, pronounced rag, with a soft A sound. The notes between southern and northern Indian styles are not different in and of themselves, but the music itself is played differently. The respective singing styles diverge in that southern incorporates more melisma or bending of notes, in contrast to the northern style that has a more separated, distinct note characteristic. Although they diverge in styles of interpretation, both northern and southern share the exact same ragas, although the same song may go by multiple varying names. Finally, there was a discussion of the artist's own views on music intermingled with traditional philosophical perspectives from India. Here's a small sampling of direct quotes. "Nothing is set. I can do anything. Tune it, my instrument, any way I want. Music is one of the best ways to bring different cultures together. The Beatles on incorporating Indian instrumentation. Quote, they did their best, and I give them a lot of credit for trying. I can say this as someone who has studied and dedicated all their life to music," in quotes. "On performing and recording in the studio, it still scares me. It makes me shake to record, but it has to be done. I've made 20 to 30 recordings. Do your homework if you do world music and practice 10 hours a day. Musicians have a responsibility because they do have an effect on others' emotional states. We have amazing power with the technology of making recordings. This puts an even greater responsibility on the artist to put positive, skillful work out into the world to inspire and unify all people." So I enjoyed, end quote, all people. So I enjoyed that performance and that lesson immensely, and I hope I have shared it with you adequately at the moment. And I will select another concert, music, perhaps we'll go into art, paper. So stay tuned, and thank you very much for watching and for your support. I very much appreciate it. Many, many blessings. Peace to you, and thank you for watching Mystic Ashram. This is Megan signing off.